Good morning, everybody. It's a little early this morning. It's 7:04 in the morning, and it is the 4th of April on this Wednesday, and it's 2018. I got up a little later than I wanted. I think I kicked my butt too hard at the gym yesterday. I was a little extra tired. Probably didn't eat enough. Okay. We have really big news coming out here in about 10 minutes. NFP, non-farm payroll. That is, generally a causes some type of activity in our markets, causes things to bounce around a lot. Currently, one of the levels that's really important that I've been watching is the pound, and I think the pound is showing off finally some of its weakness and its drive down. We've had this trend line here. Where are we at? That one, and then there's another here. That is getting tested, and just we'll see if it'll fall below it. But we've kind of had a fan of trend lines being tested and falling through. So that's good to see. The New Zealand dollar's really driven up quite a bit, over 100 pips this week. As we see it drive up, we're looking for a short on this here. I think, did we put in, I got to look at yesterday's trades, guys. Shame we haven't even really looked. Okay. We wanted to go short at 72.63, so we are 20 pips above that entry zone. But, I'll tell you what, right here is actually up. Let's see. And let's see here. We had the pound dollar. We wanted to go short at 40.62, which is working out nicely. We're 40 pips into that move. Pound really flirting with falling down here. We may have a good thrust down on the pound dollar here. We'll have to watch for that though. New Zealand dollar. Oh, what was the other one? We wanted to go long on the dollar yen on a break above towards 106.44. Now we did get that yesterday. We actually had a great drive up. How are we trading this? Well, this 45-degree line has been acting as our trend line, and it's been holding pretty nicely. So we're getting into this kind of consolidative zone here. As we break above this pivot here, and then trade below, break above it, trade below, break above it, trade below, break above it, trade below. We're forming higher lows as this happens. Okay, but we're also, we're we're ping-ponging in between these two angles here. Okay. Actually, this isn't the 45. This is a 1x2. So we are really ping, 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 ping all across this this move here. 5 minutes till NFP. And I think our big movers that we've got, okay, the New Zealand dollar is showing a bit of a corrective move here, and then the pound dollar is continuing to fall down here. You know, the euro as well is probably exhibiting some weakness. Yeah, the euro. I think we'll have some nice activity here. Dollar yen's catching a bit of a bid. Yeah, that's good stuff. I'm actually probably going to peel off some of our profit here and some of our trades in the MAM account. Just because I want to take a little risk off here. A lot of trades are closing, but we're in the money on them, so that's okay. The New Zealand dollar is the one that I'm kind of just monitoring some of these other positions that we've got going and looking at. You really want this guy to have maybe a false break up to test this line, because that has been a strong resistance band for the New Zealand dollar. And the pound dollar really showing some weakness here. We may have a nice throw up in price. I call it a throw up when something's going to just fall apart and break downwards. I guess kind of a gross way to say it, but that's okay. And let's see, Aussie dollar. Maybe a short. We'll see. Euro pound. Now the euro's catching a bit of strength against the pound, so that's something to notice. US dollar Canadian dollar. Ooh, drove back up into the arc here. Want to see if we can get back above the 45. Euro dollar. Now the euro dollar, if we bring this over to the 4 hour, we can see that we've been making a series of we made a lower high, but then we made a higher high, and we're making higher lows as well. But this trend line that we have coming up here, in fact, let me pull up motive wave here. Okay, NFP is out, and let's see how our markets react. And just because I don't want to Alright, let's watch what's happening here. What's happening with the dollar yen? Alright, finding support there. We got a nice double bottom formation here. You know, I'm going to go ahead and say that we have a pretty good long condition if you're not already long in it, because we've been holding some longs here for a while. The euro. Okay, we had a short that we were working on over there. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. No, this guy's really extended. On the 4 hour, we are extended and curling. We have some divergence here. On the hourly, it's even more apparent. Clear divergence here on the hourly. Pound dollar showing a lot of weakness here. Okay, we may break that 140 zone on the pound dollar. So let's keep an eye on that. You know, we are a little bit, reaching into oversold territory on the hourly. But if we take a peek at the 4 hour chart, we're not wholly in danger there. And then if we take a look at the 8 hour chart, we are actually in a good selling condition here. This is a good selling bar on the hourly. Okay. Not a lot of reaction to the NFP. Dollar yen. The 8 hour, the 4 hour. I like this setup on the 4 hour. I do. Dollar index is picking up a bid. Taking a peek here. All right. Okay, what was I going to look at? Oh, yes, Forex. I want to take a peek at our Hurst cycles. Let's take a look at the euro first. Oops. Okay, looking at these Hurst cycles. On the euro, those are some downtrend lines. Good God. I mean, not a lot of uptrend moves here at all. We're not really looking at a market bottom until we get closer to over here. This is where we probably reached our market top right there. So, yeah, based on her cycles and our other analysis, folks, the euro is a good short. Yeah, because we've broken down below all these future lines of demarcation as well. I mean, it's a good short entry. Took a short there on the MAM account. Now, why am I saying that? Well, these lines are called valid trend lines, okay? And they paint, in her cycles, they paint, each one of these trend lines is based off of a certain count in time. So over here you know, the trend lines are based on the 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 40, and 80-day trend lines. Okay, so like right here on the purple, this is really our 20-day trend line, and then this blue is our 40-day trend line. Okay, and then our green one is nowhere to be seen right now. And this is based off the hourly chart. And then these lines here, okay, these jaggedy ones, these look a lot like they look a lot like the Ichimoku system, right? It's the present price action thrust forward. Well, again, the behavior of these is that these are called the future lines of demarcation, and you kind of trade these like you would the cloud and all that jazz in Ichimoku, where when you cross below it or above it, you know, those are bullish or bearish indications. So the thing is, we fell down below the 1-day trend here. This triangle has formed, and we fell below that, and we're trading below that. You know, we could probably add in the RSI here to kind of tell us where we're at. We're sitting pretty neutral. Yeah, we're not bullish or bearish here. But according to this, we do have some downside pressure coming up ahead, okay? Take a look at the dollar yen. Oh, you know what? I did want to hide that. Looking at the dollar yen, let's get those Hurst cycles up here. Oh gosh, I'm losing. Okay, so here we've got the dollar yen. And this is kind of all discombobulated. Let's eliminate some of these. There, we got rid of the future lines of demarcation. Okay, now we're looking at just the valid trend lines and our market tops and bottoms. So on the, oh, this is Aussie dollar. What the hell? Gosh, I thought that looked weird. So on the dollar yen, looking at these Hurst zones here, I want to make sure that we get all of these trend lines. Show all. Clear all. Show all. Let's get rid of the future lines of demarcation for now. Okay. So this is based on the hourly, our longest time frame valid trend line that we have based on these Hurst cycles. We're really looking at the 10-day, which is the pinkish one. That's this. Now we fell through that overnight. Okay. Now we have a clear uptrend as we're looking ahead. We have a pretty nice rise in price, a pretty nice drive up, and you know, this is not a very healthy looking candlestick on the hourly, and we're going to be pretty bearish if we cross down below here. But for the time being, you know, there's not one drawn here yet, but again, if we refer back to our construction here, we're still bullish because we're above this angle that's been holding as support. So we really don't want to break below this zone here. Okay. New Zealand dollar still looking pretty good there. Let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. This is the weekly. Let's do the 1 hour. It's looking kind of like a bull flag here. I mean, we could get a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a fifth leg up. We'll see though. Extended higher on this. So now taking a look at the cycles here. Now this yellow trend line, that is our 1-day trend, and you can see it's a pretty steep rise. Okay, fairly steep rise. Compare that to what we've got going on with our 5-day and then our 10-day. We have really what's the definition of a parabolic rise. So this is a pretty extended drive up, and you know it's not. It's pretty normal that we should be facing a little support right here because we're right up against this future line of demarcation and its valid trend line. So we break this, the next support zone is going to be right down at 72.35. Okay. It's going to be harder to move higher here than it is to go lower because we've had such a steep rise. And again, the resistance zone is kind of right above us at 73.05. And we have two pretty bearish setups in these candlesticks. Keep an eye out for those. So if we want to look at a short, actually, okay, never mind. Pound dollar. Okay, looking pretty heavy here. All right, let's look at that pound dollar. Yeah, wow. I mean, this gives us a pretty good look at what's going on here. We have the 1, 5, and 10-day valid trend lines trending up here. Yeah, it could be looking at a bullish shark there. We'll have to see, though. Yeah, so you know if we get another break and a hold below 140.17. That's where our next downside thrust should be at, because we're below these future lines of demarcation as well. The only thing is that you know we say it on in our trading view charts. And we're not oversold, so yeah, we do have a lot of pressure for continued downside move here in the pound dollar. Like I said, this week is where we should see the big down moves coming this week. Again, another thrust down. Okay, now let's go back and review. Let's look at the euro pound. Oh, well, you know, just looking at this right now, it looks like we are facing some resistance right up against this 20-day trend line. This may be a short opportunity here just based on that. Well, let's get the... Maybe a short opportunity here, folks. Might be a good one. And go to template. First cycles. Or above all these future lines of demarcation. But on the valid trend lines, we're... I'm going to say if we break back down below 87.48 that is a good short. Let's look what that looks like on our trading view setup here. Don't have as many trend lines, but you know we traded up on the... Let's look at this. So we've got this activity. We got a pretty bearish level here, and you know we've got resistance we face right at this arc. We're right on this fib line here. Really extended on the hourly. Yeah, I think a good short entry we're looking at is that 87.47, and that kind of mirrors what we're looking at here. Yeah, 87.47 is a good short. Okay. That's what we'll want to see. Already looked at the New Zealand dollar here. A lot of buying still in the New Zealand dollar. The silver gold trades we got going on. Kind of still looking here. Taking a peek at the pound one more time as we're moving forward here. We're getting close to, oh, we're at past 7:30, but again, if you guys just logged in, I've been streaming since about 5 or 6 after 7 because we had non-farm payroll coming out, and I wanted to take a peek at these markets before we get into them. H2O. And if you're just joined us, we're looking at probably our best setups right now. We're looking at the pound dollar on shorting when it break and hold below 140.17. So down here, and then on the dollar yen, you know, we're still got a long bias based on our trading view charts. We still have a long bias. Certainly return back above here is going to be pretty bullish. Okay. Euro pound, that's the one where we're looking at getting short on a return down to here. And where are we at? Really haven't touched the US Canadian dollar yet. Kind of want to wait for things to smooth out. We could take a look here at the Aussie dollar. We already put these here. So this is kind of just in a mess of things. I mean, this is the long-term downtrend line on the 40-day, and then this is the uptrend line. This is the 20-week. So this green diagonal line is a 20-week trend line, and we are currently trading below it. We've got a lot of stuff below here that we would need to get below. You know, it might be easier if we look at it like this, because these lines, these are, you know, right now this is telling us that we are in a zone for a market bottom in the Aussie dollar. So really, as we're getting closer to the 5th and the 9th, we should be seeing a market bottom of some sort show up around here with the Aussie dollar. But that we're facing resistance at this band is pretty telling. Okay. All right, let's go back to our trading view charts. So that euro pound trade it's pretty heavy, okay? And I've always said that the euro pound chart trades technical analysis structure very well. It seems to operate more predictably than most charts, which is sometimes irritating. The longer you trade, you get used to things not operating like that. Okay, so the pound dollar caught a pretty good bid off of this zone, okay? Caught a pretty big bid. You know, we'll see how much conviction there is in this lasting. We had ADP. Did I say NFP? Ugh. ADP at 7:15, and then 8:45 we get PMI. So that's a big mover. We have a whole bunch of 8:45, 9:45. We've just got a bunch of stuff coming out, guys. Just a ton. This isn't a very good time to be trading. It just is not. Euro pound. It's probably our only great trade for the morning here. Dollar yen showing some weakness, even though we are in some buying conditions here. Euro dollar caught a bid. Probably a little heavy here, though. Actually, that's probably a good short as well. I think we did get into that 1.228. Yeah, it's kind of near our entry from earlier. So yeah, that is a good one to kind of hold and hang on to and watch. Gold. Our gold trade. On the hourly, we have probably one of the best examples of a regular bearish divergence that we can see. Sorry. I mean, what am I saying? Yeah. We have, what do we have? We have higher highs, okay, in price, and lower highs in our oscillator, okay? That's regular bearish divergence. It's pretty obvious divergence. It's a good short from right now. I should probably want to wait till we get down to 1344.87. Okay. New Zealand dollar. This guy's just really extended, and yeah, just really extended. Never mind the hourly. If we take a look at the 4 hour, it's really up there. And we've got, yeah, well, let's be watching this zone here, especially if we get extended up to the trend line here. It'll be interesting to watch how this plays out. Pound dollar falling back down again here. Dollar yen. Dollar yen. You know what? Let me remove that message there and do this one instead. Long at 106.34. It'll be safer to re-enter long and return above here. May face some short-term stuff going on before the news releases. Now, you know, generally, so if we've got all this U.S. news coming out here at 8:45 and 9:45, we're going to probably see things like the euro dollar go up more, the dollar yen go down, New Zealand, anything with the dollar at the end of it will go up, and anything with the dollar in front of it will go down. It'll just be kind of one of those, selling before the news, buying before the news. But those usually end up being good counter trend moves as we move on. Okay. Again, we actually can tell right down here. 8:45 PMI and more at 8:45 and 9:45. Lots and lots and lots of stuff coming out this morning. All right. So be careful. We've got some trades in. We've got some things set up to go. I know it's only 7:42. But we needed to start early because of the non-farm payroll and get some of those trades identified, because there's really not a whole lot to look at until after 9:45. So those are the trades that we have up right now. Yeah, and I think we'll have some, if we don't get a lot of movement today, certainly tomorrow we should see some more activity. But yeah, we're going to have a good rest of our week. We've had a great, fantastic last few weeks, and I look forward to talking with you tomorrow. Bye-bye.